Hello and welcome to the 2056 Big 12 preseason pod. I'm here with Tort. Say hello, Tort.
What's up, guys? How we doing today? Excited to talk about the best P5 in the nation.
I don't I don't know about that one, but we can hope. I'm the coach of Nebraska, and Tort over here is the coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And we're gonna go over everything Big 12 here in the preseason. Everything that's going on. Anything sticking out to you, Tort?
Um, four ranked teams. Four ranked teams.
Four preseason
I like.
ranked teams in our little test export that we changed all of them to top overalls, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm ranked in
Texas.
the actual export.
We got Texas. We got Nebraska. We got Colorado. And we got Iowa State. So I would say that the North is once again looking like one of the toughest divisions in college football. Texas is much more wide open in my opinion. Texas just needs to drop one or two games, and then it's open to Baylor. It's open to me. I don't really see A&M making any push because they've never been able to. But
Yeah, I think the Texas division is just it's the door is slightly cracked open for Baylor and Texas Tech, but I think Texas has the edge. They just have to go on the road to play Texas Tech, which is their big issue. I don't
mhm,
think Baylor is as good as their overall would seem. This export has them as top 30. I don't think they're that
mhm,
good. I think they're maybe top 40, top 45. They're definitely overrated in my opinion. And then Texas Tech, you have to play on the road. That's a trap game. It's definitely a trap game for them. If they lose that game, Texas Tech, and then they, lose another Big 12 game, maybe to one of the North teams, they might be in a little bit of trouble because Texas Tech has an easier schedule and all their big games mostly are played at home, which is going to be advantageous to them to take the division this year. But again,
yes.
doors cracked. But for now, it's a lot of work that needs to be done for Texas Tech and Baylor, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And it's not like
Texas.
Texas is yeah,
Go
it's not
ahead.
like Texas is a complete top team. They're ranked 11, but they have a bad secondary, which is exploitable by top teams. So
Mhm.
they're going to need some luck to never break down on that secondary. That secondary could be attacked by some good quarterback and wide receiver play, and we'll see how
Mhm.
that if they can keep it from letting up big plays and breakdowns in the secondary there.
I will say Texas has an awful road schedule because they go on the road to you, they go on the road, they come to Lubbock, they come to Tech, and then they go on the road to Baylor. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean that's just
that's that's really hard, and that's really what's propping the door open. I think is all those, and then they host TCU, Houston, A&M, and Oklahoma.
I mean all the games you're going to win, and Houston, yeah, all the games you're going to win. You're at home.
Like the closest home spread they have is 14.5 against Oklahoma.
And all those
So
away spreads are losable games. Even in fact, they're not favored in Lincoln. They're 0.5 underdogs.
yes, 6.5 against Tech, five against Baylor. Those are both very losable games. Both of those are very trap games.
Very much
Um,
so.
moving on to Tech. Obviously my big issue is going to be quarterback play because I am starting the man, the myth, the legend, Cash Register. Partly because of my own stupidity, but we don't talk about that.
He did Prague up pretty good.
Yeah, I got lucky there.
Yeah, you got bailed out, my friend. If he went down at all, you were absolutely screwed. Like either you
Yeah,
have him transfer and just be like whatever, or you just eat the 25 overall starter.
I would have benched him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You would see Eric Adams.
Who do
Running
you think is your
backs.
X factor?
It's gonna be Alec Weems or Donald Black. Like I really feel Donald Black is the only wide receiver in the nation with at least 70 in height, speed, routes, and hands. So,
So he's very good in all areas that a wide receiver needs to be good in.
yes. And then Matt Paul, not very fast. He's only 66, but he has good routes and hands. Daryl Hicks, he's going to be on the pine. He's too slow for this team. Dylan Scott hit a down-ish prog, but he's still 77 speed with 75 routes and 63 hands. I really like my wide receiver room. Jonathan Jones with 80 speed, Calvin Hilton with 69, Tyler Johnson with 67. Probably one of the fastest in the nation. My slowest is 60 speed, so that's obviously going to be really good. And then Alec Weems, who was just announced that he's likely leaving college early. He hit a plus 21 prog, plus 19 strength, plus 14 run block, plus 17 pass block. So he's a first-team All-American. So it'll be nice to have him, but I have to rebuild. I'll have to rebuild this line because after him, the highest overall is a 49. Like, that's obviously an issue.
Yeah, and they're all older too. They're all juniors and sophomores. They're not. The freshmen are like deeper down the line. It seems.
I am starting Applewhite. Give him a chance. I don't see why not. Hopefully that
Interesting.
ends
There, did
up
you
going well.
promise him to start?
No, he's a walk-on.
Mm,
Harring's a little short, in my opinion. Like, only 46 height. Like, it's
interesting.
not
So you're
a...
gonna start the taller, less experienced kid that might make mistakes, and you're gonna bench the guy who's shorter but is more consistent.
Well, yes, but, yeah, you're right. And then moving on to my defense. Not the greatest. Top 30 D line, I think, which is good. But once again, everybody is older.
Yeah. I think the big problem with you is the same as Texas, is your secondary is just not cutting it.
Yeah. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be a long year. I don't think I faced the greatest of quarterbacks this year. Like, Memphis has a 44. I'm gonna get torched by Ohio State. I'm gonna get torched by Army. Iowa State, like, I got a little lucky with my quarterback opponents, which should help slightly.
I mean, you
But
don't play
Texas,
Colorado. You play Texas, right? You play Texas. Texas is the only one who can definitely slice that up. You don't play me
yes.
either.
Illinois, Statham's a 50. Decent, fast, tall. A&M, they only have one quarterback. He has 14 vision. Whatever. Yeah, I got a little lucky with my quarterback opponents. Hopefully, with my level of quarterback play, with my wide receiver play, it'll boost cash. But it's not the prettiest.
Yeah, you're gonna be most likely banking on your run once again, your run play with Joey Green and Gerald Davis.
Yes. I am redshirting Mamiya, or however you say that. Harold Davis and Joey Green. That's an elusive 1-2 punch.
A very fun
Eric
one too.
Perry. Well, they're my running back 1 and running back 2, so by definition. Moving on to Baylor. Fine quarterback. He's not accurate whatsoever. He probably couldn't hit the broadside of a barn by the looks of it.
He I think I heard from some sources that over the offseason he decided that he should spend more time in the tavern than he should on the field. So he went down too. So that's a little sad for him and Baylor.
Mhm. Running back. Oh, they have some decent running. They have some elusive running backs.
Yeah, they're not very good. They're not fast.
They'll get
They're
touches.
slow.
They'll rack up the 1,000 yards by sheer volume of rushes.
I think though this team's a
Um.
passing team, to be honest. They have 84 overall Jordan Davis at the wide receiver. He might be slow, but he's going to get open. They have Philip Smith, who's actually pretty fast. He's 62 overall, 62 speed, over 80 route, over 75 hands. They got Jonathan King, their last starter, who's slow, and then Darian
Mhm.
Summers is another option, who's even slower. But you have these high
Yeah.
overall wide receivers, a higher overall quarterback than running back. I think this team is a passing team for sure in my eyes.
I think Davis was also on that EE list that I just looked at.
No, yeah, he's gone for sure. He's gone.
Um, what the hell happened to Derwin Bell?
He got moved to tight end
Oh,
from wide receiver.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So basically, I took the I think it was the highest overall wide receiver that did not start at wide receiver, and moved him to tight end
Mhm.
because he's the best tight end that they could have
Okay,
to boost their overall to what it should be at negative
okay,
17.
that makes
So
sense.
so I'm projecting Derwin Bell to be their tight end. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, they have a good offensive line. Obviously, Antoine Lewis. Talk about him. Um, a young.
Why not? Let's talk about Antoine Lewis.
Oh
Antoine
my
Lewis,
god,
Baylor's
bro.
first 5-star in history. It's a very big achievement for them, and it's a huge achievement for the Big 12 to have a 5-star line go to them. And he's immediately a 59 as a freshman. So he's going to be a big
Yeah.
impact for them over his 3-year career. He's most likely going to EE and be a
Mhm.
top round pick.
Yeah, run block. The only thing below 70 that you look at in an O line is for run block, which is 69. Height is 71. Strength is 74. Pass block is 75. Like
He is not
he's gonna.
fast.
Eh,
Speed is a speed is useful for O lines, but it's not going to matter with
I
how
know.
strong he is, how tall he is. Just a physical monster. He's going to dominate in his more senior years once he gets more experience on the line.
Mhm. And then the rest of the offensive line is 21 years old. I don't know how many of them are redshirted, but that could be an issue with having one offensive line still locked up for 2058, as far as I know.
Yeah,
They,
Baylor
they
has
didn't
the
have.
O line this year. They're third in the Big 12 for O line play.
Mhm. Um, they have no D line depth. I'm assuming that they will play some of these linebackers. They might have to play some of these linebackers at D line eventually because injuries will occur over the season. But yeah, it's not a very deep D line. Only goes down to only 5 players. That's not going to go well.
Not going to cut it. Any injuries,
No.
anything like that, and Baylor's going to not be in a great spot for D line play. But they do have a lot of linebackers. Maybe some of them could slide over to D line, but they may not have the skills. We'll have to see how that goes for them.
One of their Tanner Carrington can play D line. 50 pass rush, 45 run stop, 45 height, 75 strength. They might play him there.
The
Um,
athlete at kicker, Tanner Carrington.
yeah. Let me look at the punters. They have an they
Tip:
have a.
you can just go to depth chart, go to D line, and look at their overalls at D line
That's
without
true.
having to look through every individual player.
They have a bad offensive lineman in Gabriel French, but he can play the line if needed. Um, but yeah, so we will just see how that goes. Is Keith Burton? I think Keith Burton might be one of the best cornerbacks in the conference. Don't quote me on that, but
I can check real fast.
74 overall, 89 potential.
Cornerback.
He's an EE. I think he's gonna be an EE. I think Colorado redshirted him. I think he was on the EE list.
I just look at cornerback and see the top three. All top three corners are at UCLA.
Oh Lord.
No, it's actually the top one for the conference is Joseph Lee of Colorado.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Imagine if they still had this guy. He was a Buffalo. I guess he transferred.
Interesting. So even though they have Keith Burton, after him at secondary, Baylor doesn't have much else to offer.
No.
If he goes down, anything else happens to him, Baylor is going to get sliced up very easily by any team that happens to come across them. So they're going to rely a lot on Keith Burton to shut down that top receiver to win games on the secondary battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really all I have for the Bears. Moving on to A&M, glaring issue. They have one quarterback.
Yeah.
No kicker. 6 offensive line. 4 players in the secondary. Like, this is just some bad team building, if I'm being completely honest.
I can't state enough how absolutely crucial having depth is in this league. If you can't generate depth, you're not going to win much. You need that depth and that ability to prog more players. If you get more players in, what do you call it? Like a farm system, in your farm system is basically what I'm gonna call it for this. If you get enough of a farm system, you can get up some nice experienced players, because again, you could get the best recruits in the league, but most of the time, a senior is going to be better than them. If you look at, let's take the Baylor O-line, for example. If you look on elite teams, he's not even close to the best O-line on their team. They have more experienced veterans that are better than him on most given days because they have a good farm system and they farm up those players. And
Yes.
A&M is not taking that approach, which is concerning me.
Also, just the sheer amount of players lost by not upgrading. Like, we had Jake Bright last year. Remember, there was a big name the year before. Like, the issue is he's not upgrading players. That will bite you in the butt in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's Barry Karras and friends at offensive line. You have probably an All-American. I forget exactly now. I would assume he's an All-American. He's a 79 overall. And then you go down to 43, 41, 39. And very similar things on the defensive line. You go 71 with I'm assuming senior Damon Clark. Yeah, senior. And then you go 53, 51, 48.
I mean, to be fair, that D-line is one of the best in the country. Even if they don't have insane depth, I think that D-line is one of the most solid parts of their roster, honestly. That's an insanely good D-line.
Just looking at the wide receivers, I feel things I should not be feeling. Out of 11 wide receivers, the fastest one is 60. He's giving an 11 speed. He's giving an 11 speed Harbor from the Cops or whatever. I have no idea why he's on the roster.
I mean, who knows? He might have some strategy, like a running back strategy that you use with these wide receivers to do something. I don't know much about the slow wide receiver strategies, but I don't know if it's gonna help that you have so many wide receivers. You can have slow wide receivers on your roster and be like, okay, I'm running with slow wide receivers, and I wouldn't really roast you too hard, because that's just, I mean, I don't really think that's you don't have to do the best builds to win in this league. But when you have, 11 wide receivers on the roster, that's when it just starts to become you're doing something wrong here, and it's not looking great.
Like I was talking to Heim some time ago, and he said like his strategy was like grind the ball out.
Yeah,
Just he, I don't know how slow his teams were, but his
very
strategy was
slow, very very slow.
always his strategy was always possession. The less
Yep.
chances you give the other team, the better. But then if you
That's how
don't
Nebraska played.
score,
If you look, yeah, if you look back then, Nebraska was a low scoring team with good defense, and they just grinded you down. It was a 24-17 victory. It was a 17-10 victory. That's how Heim liked it, and it was successful for so long in the Big 12.
well, the thing is, one interception, one fumble, one turnover on downs, and suddenly you're in a hole you don't know if you can make up.
Yeah, that's the problem with those teams is I find it hard to believe that those teams can win the big one when one mistake can really set you back and you're not fast enough to catch back up. You get down 14
Mhm.
points, you're completely in the hole. When you look at like teams that are like at the top of the league consistently, like Northwestern, they just have
Mhm.
explosive offense that can just come back from any deficit. They go down 17 and you're still like, this is a team that can come back.
Mhm.
And I just don't see that with the Big 12 this year. I don't see any teams that have enough of an offense to enough of an offense with the defense to come back from those deficits. I think Texas is definitely one that has an explosive offense, but they don't have
Mhm.
the secondary.
There's no point like if you're down 7, you can score, but then the other team will just score back on you, and then just
Well, if you have good
gives you a
defense, then yeah, then you can do stuff. Like I'd say, what's the best defense this year in the Big 12? Um, Colorado,
mm,
maybe.
yeah, I'd wager Colorado
Yeah,
almost top 30 and everything. Like everybody
yeah,
else has
I'd
one
wager Colorado.
glaring issue.
Well,
Maybe
I think I
Iowa
don't.
State, Iowa State.
I don't have any glaring issues, but I also don't. I don't have the experience on my defense to really. Oh yeah, Iowa State definitely the best defense in the Big 12. Iowa State.
And
The
the
North is just
secondary
so
is
good,
young.
man.
The secondary is young,
Who?
but
Iowa State?
that's yeah, Iowa State.
No, I no Iowa State secondary is old.
Well, I'm looking at the
They have.
cornerbacks. You have 21,
Oh, but
20, 21. So,
that's pretty old actually,
uh,
because remember it's 19 is the first year.
right. No, I
22 is
understand.
actually the last year. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right, no, but you hit the big progs in 21 and 22. So,
Oh, you mean me? Are you talking about me?
no, the players hit the big progs at ages 21 and 22 from my experience.
Oh yeah, you mean they hit the bigger progs? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the players.
They already hit
So,
them. Okay, I see what you mean.
yeah. Once you hit start to hit those bigger progs, you're older to me.
I mean, my freshman cornerback went plus 14. I'm pretty happy about that.
Oh yeah, there's also that.
You
Moving
know,
on to
it's the luck
Houston.
factor.
Yes, that's also a big
Oh, you're
issue.
actually going to talk about Houston. Let's just talk about Houston.
Yeah, because
They're bad.
they actually have a decent roster this year. It's actually not.
Do they? Do they really?
Well,
Well, I guess
if
they
you
do.
put
I'm
if you
wrong.
look at
I'm
last year's
wrong.
roster and you look at this year's roster, it's not a war crime this year.
Wow, it
So
actually isn't.
he's done really
They have
well with
good
Bills. I
quarterback.
will say that.
They have good quarterback play. They have they have no wide receivers though. That's an issue. Um,
Probably has some kickers that play. Yeah, David Petrie, athlete, 76 speed.
athlete. Okay, there we go.
Um,
I actually
Michael
tried to recruit that
Morgan,
guy.
Michael Morgan, athlete. Uh, Drew Wright is probably going to play running back for them. John Dickerson,
Interesting.
he's fast but can do nothing else except run. Like he has 5 elusiveness, 5 routes. I don't know if that's somebody you want to start at wide receiver with such low routes.
The lines for Houston don't look big enough to me that they could make a push for anything this year. They have the depth, and I love depth.
Mhm.
You know how much I love depth. I always talk about
Yeah.
depth, but they don't have anyone actually worth anything yet. So they're gonna have to
Yeah.
wait for them to prog still. But they are
Mhm.
almost there. They're almost there.
I really wanted I'm gonna butcher this name, Femi Ijas on the D line. 60 height, 66 strength, 59 pass rush,
Oh,
76
you
run
wanted
stop.
the he's the guy that would plug those run holes and just stop
Yes.
them at the line.
Yes, I wanted him. I'm frustrated. I was very frustrated because he autoed. I believe he autoed to Houston. Um, yeah, Matt Rose took a big leap. That's somebody to look at.
Oh yeah, he's a very good freshman star from Houston. That's worth watching in the future. He's a great pass blocker that
He
will
only
be a great asset to that game.
he was only in the weight room and practicing pass block, it seems. And then I don't know why he
Apparently,
was working on his hands and kick accuracy and pass cover, but you do you good, I guess.
I mean, when you're on the field and practice, and you don't have enough wide receivers like Houston does, they have to have somebody for the quarterback to throw to. So they get that O lineman out there. They're like, you know what? Catch some
Hmm.
balls.
That's true.
That's that's just how it goes sometimes.
That's true.
And then the kicker, I don't know. He just
They,
decided he wanted to have some fun with the kickers, I guess.
yeah. And then so those teams are all bowl quality teams. I could see Texas, Baylor, and Tech. I would lock in Texas, Baylor, and Tech as a bowl. Houston is a
You
coin flip.
expect a bowl. You expect a bowl, but I wouldn't lock them in.
Yes, I expect that those three will bowl. I want A&M to go bowling so bad, but it's just not there. DeSaw hasn't shown it.
Really don't think so. They play at Utah State week 2. At Louisiana
Why
Tech's
do,
probably a win.
why do these
Arizona
teams
State
keep
could be
scheduling?
dangerous.
Why do we keep scheduling Utah State? I scheduled Utah State and did fine. Well, fine, quote unquote. Houston got destroyed. Like maybe we should stop scheduling Utah State because clearly we don't beat them. Um,
I mean, who knows? One
there's
day we
obvi-
could actually beat them.
there's some coin flip games in there. I've seen Sims where I lose to A&M. I have A&M and Houston would be a decent game. But I don't see them beating you. I don't see them beating Colorado. I don't see them beating A&M. In a
I don't know.
good
I've had Sims
world, they
where they
don't.
beat me.
Well, in most worlds, they don't beat me or Baylor. Um, like that's already 5 losses. So that's already 5 losses, and then I see Utah State. So what you have to do is win the easy games once you're supposed to win, and hope you get lucky.
Win the
The
easy
other ones.
games. Get maybe one of these close ones, like Oklahoma's a close one. Nebraska should be close. Colorado should be close. Arizona State and Baylor. Like, you just get a couple of these close ones falling your way, and then you get a bowl game, and that's what you want this year.
Hmm. But they also have to because they have to have 5 wins going into Baylor. They have to have 5 wins going into week 9.
You don't think they can beat Baylor?
Well, that's 4 games that are very losable. The only one I see reasonably that winning is maybe Houston. I like Baylor
Mm.
enough that I don't think A&M would win. I like myself. Then obviously I like Texas. So you need to
But
have
I think Texas is a
4 wins.
loss.
Yes, Texas should destroy them.
But
In
the others, like,
Texas,
Yeah, in Texas, that's a loss. But Baylor going into A&M, like, what is it called? I stated the 12th man. That's a tough place to play. That's hard for Baylor to
Yes.
win that game. That's going to be a very hard fought game, and I think Texas A&M could come out with that one.
But then 3 straight road games.
Yeah,
That's
it's
tough.
definitely hard. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The Houston game also is a good one. That could be it could be a good Texas A&M victory if they end up with the win.
Hmm. Okay, so that's really all I have for the Texas division. So my honest prediction is Texas, Texas Tech, Baylor, Houston, A&M, and then TCU. I guess we didn't talk about TCU, but
I don't think we need to talk about TCU to be honest.
yeah, there's some leftovers of the Bell tiers, but it's looking bad.
Yeah, they have. I think this is the export before the AI ads. I forgot to add all the AI and ads in,
Yeah.
so we won't talk about TCU because we don't know what they'll be like, or I don't know what they'll be like.
John Rogers has 99 run block. 99.
That's hilarious.
All right, so
I mean, who knows?
moving
Maybe they can
on
be a
to
run
the
team that'll do something.
well, when they don't have a good quarterback, the engine makes them run. So
Well, they have a
good
47
to have
overall.
a good.
Alex Ware? You don't like Alex Ware?
Oh,
I think you
I
just hate
didn't.
her,
I didn't look at
honestly.
him. Oh, he's fine. But the wide receiver play, like if you don't have the
He's
good
better
wide
than your
receivers,
quarterback. What do you mean fine?
they
Oh,
don't have the wide
Tort, Tort,
receivers. They're
Tort.
not going to pass with the
They
wide
don't have the wide.
receivers.
You're
And
right. Yeah,
that's
they don't have that. So moving on to the
um,
north. We spent too much time on the Texas.
it's a good thing to spend a lot of time on. I'll let you cover Nebraska since you're the coach.
Uh, we're decent. That's about it. Honestly, we're just a decent team. We're just decent, altogether decent. We're gonna redshirt Davis Rose, let him develop. He's a good freshman quarterback. We got AJ Childs coming out there. He might not do great,
Hmm.
but he has the weapons. Jimmy
He's blind.
Wilkerson, running back. Yeah, he's not gonna see the. Hopefully, his wide receivers can get open enough that he'll, no matter who he passes to, they're gonna be open. But our running backs, Jimmy Wilkerson and Marcus Davis. Marcus Davis, I'm really hoping is gonna be a great power back in the Big 12. He's gonna hopefully bully everyone. But that's for later. For now, he's just a freshman back that's inexperienced. Our wide
Hmm.
receivers are pretty bad, but they're also developmental. I'm going to move Dominic Mack to tight end. And the O line is one of the best in the Big 12. The D line is one of the best in the Big 12. The cornerback group is one of the best in the Big 12. We're just overall a solid team, in my opinion. I think that we are a pick to win the North. I don't know if we're the favorite. I wouldn't say that, but we're a pick that could win the North.
Looking at your schedule, this is a very 11-1, 12-0 team.
I don't agree.
Like,
I do not agree at all.
you just have to take. Well, maybe I guess 10-2 is more reasonable because then you just have to take one of. If you think if I say 10-2, that you really have to win the games you're supposed to win, and then just take one of Texas, Iowa State, and Colorado, and then you're 10-2 T1 bowl.
Yeah, but if you really look at the games like Tulsa on the road, like you overwrite Tulsa and then you go into Tulsa and you're like, wait a minute, this game is actually losable. And you realize that a lot of these like could be upsets. Like at Houston, I mean, it's a trap game. It's out there. It shouldn't be a loss, but shouldn't be is always a fickle thing to think about. And
Mm-hmm.
then you realize that Wisconsin's not bad anymore either, and they could come into Lincoln and pull something off. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm hoping for 9-3. I wouldn't be horribly mad at 8-4. 7-5 is a disaster, obviously, but I don't think 10-2 is the first goal I'm going to jump on with this schedule. I think it is an easier schedule, but we still play Texas, and that's tough. Um, and the North is just brutal. The North is just
Mm-hmm.
terrifying.
We didn't really talk about my schedule, but if you want to talk about a rough schedule, look at my schedule.
I mean, you
'Cause I
scheduled it.
have. Well, yes, I'm not saying that it's. I'm not saying it's your fault or something. But I'm saying it's a tough schedule. Going Ohio State, Iowa State, Army back to back to back weeks is.
I mean, you just we're just talking about the Big 12 schedule is what I was thinking,
Well,
because
that's
that's
true.
what matters in the schedule. But if we're talking about OOC, my schedule is very easy.
Yes, you got a good. You have a good OOC. I will say that.
I scheduled very easy for a reason. I don't think this team is elite yet.
All right, Nebraska. Yeah, I agree. Syracuse, that should in Lincoln, that should be a win. Wisconsin, your $5 bits of broken share game.
No, that's Minnesota.
Right? Oh.
We don't play Minnesota this year, but
Iowa,
I'm hoping to rekindle that.
you should nuke Iowa. You should blow up Iowa. And
We
then
should. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that loss.
And then Kansas is a trap game. That's my
Yeah,
honest.
Kansas is a trap.
Yeah,
A loss there
I like the team.
would be it would be unexpected, but I wouldn't be like this is the biggest upset in the history of college football or anything. I think it would be an upset, but nothing amazing.
Mhm. Moving on to Colorado. Good wide receivers. I see them starting McCrary, Jackson, and Harding. That's who I think they will start. Um, the lines aren't. The lines are depth, but not top heavy. Um, Joseph Lee, the best. You said best cornerback in the nation, right?
No, best cornerback in the conference. The nation has
Oh,
all the best three cornerbacks are on the same team, UCLA, which I all recruited.
yeah, that's
So
right.
I
That's right.
mean,
That's right. But yeah, best cornerback in the conference. 100 speed. Holy cow. Evan Walton, 100 speed. Um,
probably one of the fastest guys in college football this year.
yes. John Thompson is also very fast, 97.
Yeah, they got some track stars over here at Colorado.
This is a decent secondary.
Oh yeah, very good.
Um, the kicker is a kicker. I can say that confidently.
The
That is the
kicker
only thing I
is
will
just
say
a
about him.
kicker. They have a bad kicker. I'm just gonna say it.
Thank you. Running backs are eh. Of course, I'm not really one to talk, but it's meh. I could see Lindsay becoming a Luther Lindsay, freshman, becoming a threat because he's got the good speed. He just needs to work on the elusiveness, which is very doable.
And he also has some receiving threat there. That's actually an interesting prospect.
Yeah, and we know how much you like that.
Oh, you know it.
Ben Vaughn is certainly an interesting player. The quarterback, they're redshirt sophomore. There is a decent
Redshirt senior.
chance that written, yeah, that
Ben
there's a
Vaughn,
very
right?
good, yeah, Ben Vaughn. I
Okay, yeah, that's the
see,
redshirt
I
senior.
see, I see him redshirting Sanders. I can see him redshirting Sanders and playing Vaughn, but I don't even know if he's put it in his red shirts yet. I should probably check that.
I haven't even put mine in.
I've put mine in. Threads are up. The threads exist, but there's no comments. Nice.
Yeah, the mods will have to work on that one. I say, as I'm not a mod,
Hmm. There are teams
as
out
if I'm
here
not a mod, not.
there are teams out here not redshirting all three players. That's certainly interesting.
Who are they? Are they contenders?
Unless you think Vanderbilt and Princeton are contenders, not really.
No, that's weird. Yeah, they need to redshirt 3. They should.
Um,
They should be redshirting 3.
yes. The only conference redshirts in are me and Iowa State. Yeah, just me and Iowa State are in so far. Um, yeah, I like Colorado. I could see Vaughn doesn't have the greatest vision, but at least he can see. He has the good wide receiver play. I could see this team being somewhat of a threat. Um,
I think in the national scale are somewhat of a threat, but in the Big 12, this is a very, very threatening team for the North for
yes.
sure.
They're only they scheduled fairly difficult. Colorado State and Boulder, they should absolutely destroy them.
Yes, they should
Ohio,
beat them within an
Colorado.
inch of their life.
Yes, Colorado, Ohio will be a good game. Navy, Colorado should be a good game. Colorado, Alabama. See if they can make Travis Hunter regret his decision to go to Bama. But yeah, I like Colorado as a ranked team. I like them as at least if not a high T1, a high T2, a T1.
Interesting. Yeah, I can agree with that. They have a very good secondary. They have very decent. Their lines are not like I would expect better lines from them. To be honest, their lines are just fine. They have good quarterback play, good wide receiver play. But yeah, it's just the lines. If the lines improve, this team is elite. But they just haven't had the line right now. So we'll see.
We'll see if they can follow up their semifinal run this year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move on to your brother in corn, Iowa State.
they have the worst corner.
Losing Malachi Taylor is certainly going to sting. They are now they now have a 43 overall freshman with 28 vision, or a 21 overall, I'm assuming junior, 35 vision. So I don't
I'm
know.
just gonna say, I actually like Ricky Wood, not because of his vision, but because his vision is supplemented by his 70 height. He
Oh yeah,
is
that's true.
an absolute tower in that backfield whenever he's behind his center.
Mhm. Um, yeah, I guess they need to open. They need to get some optometrists up there in Ames. But um, I like this. I like Mark Forbes. I really like Mark Forbes. The height isn't really there, but he's got interesting, certainly an interesting threat in the pass game. And then the 70 speed, 69 elusiveness is always going to be fun to have on your side. Um, Looking at the wide receivers, we have 60 speed with Nathan Knight. 58 with Inoke Gay. Ron Martin. Ron Martin should be the wide receiver 1 in Ames. 78 speed.
I mean, he's a 38 overall. I don't know about that one.
Dog, I believe that I am starting a 36 overall. With like if the speed is there, the rest can be a little lower.
Fair
I'm
enough.
going to be starting an 80, 58, 63, but he's only 36 overall because he's shorter than I am. But I we should at the very least see Ron Martin start. That is my firm take. Is that Ron Martin should be a opening day starter for the Cyclones. with a good speed. And then 56 routes, 63 hands. Those should definitely prog since he's a freshman. We should definitely see him being a top wide receiver by junior year. Tight ends are slow. The O line is there. 350 overalls. DeAndre Bray put a lot of work in this offseason. I think based on that, he was probably a walk-on. So he is next in line to be leading the offensive line.
A 35 is a walk on? I don't think he was a walk on.
DeAndre Bray. Is 35?
I don't know. I think 35 might be a scholarship. Let me look.
Alright.
I'll get back to you when I find out.
Alrighty. I'll just keep talking then. On the D line, Nigel Goodson. I really like him. 69 height, 84 strength, 85 pass rush. The run stop isn't really there yet, but it's 56, so it can certainly develop. And then there's not the greatest amount of depth on this team, on this defensive line. But 354 plus is good. I like Mike Thomas. He's a little on the shorter side, but he's 79 strength and then 60 pass rush, 64 run stop. He should be very good. They have decent depth. I will give Curry that. He got some really good depth on this team. He has linebackers. They're all fast. They are. Not Booker. The top three linebackers are fast. That's good. Secondary isn't that good. We have a 57 overall cornerback as CB1, 48 as CB2, 44 and 42 as backups, and then on the safeties we have a 52, and then a 46 and 43 as the next two. In terms of kickers, oh wow, he is an athlete kicker. 60 speed, 94 elusiveness.
Oh yeah, he's a good running back for them. He can be the running back one, to be honest.
It seems he was last year. He racked up 1,099 yards. Did you find it?
He should be their running back one.
Did you find out if what's his face was a Scully?
Yes, he was Michigan ranked 7, actually. He was a 4-star O lineman, ranked 239 in the nation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you would be surprised how low the O line start out at in overall. Which is why I always say that they need years to develop before they become something. Even though they're a 4-star, 7th ranked in Michigan, it takes them a while, unless of course they got prog like he did.
Yes. Yeah, I like this Iowa State team. You have an athlete at kicker, which is always nice to have. Yeah, I like this team. I like this team as a solid, because I'm sure that there's just be cannibalism throughout the conference. So Iowa State could very easily land in the top 2 in the division. But they have a rough conference schedule. They're coming to Texas Tech. I have won Sims. I've won about 60 or 70% of those Sims. But then they go on the road for the easy games. They go to Houston and they go to Oklahoma State. Which those are the good road games to have. And they host you and they host Colorado.
That's the good thing about Iowa State that they have going for them is they host both of the other contenders in the North, and that could be the decider there. If they win both those games, I don't see a scenario in which Iowa State loses this division.
Yeah, no, like Tulsa could be a trap game. Going to wherever the hell Oklahoma is. I'm blanking right now. Whatever city
That
they're
should be
located.
it's Oklahoma. I don't know actually.
Oh my gosh, I should not be blanking on that. Holy cow. Norman.
Norman.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
I should not
can't
have
believe we
blanked
both
on that.
blanked on it at the same time.
Yeah. Going to Norman will be tough. They are also playing Iowa just as you are in Iowa. So I don't know
Oklahoma's
what
just
beef
such a forgetful team.
yes. I don't know what beef you guys have with Iowa, but I don't know why you like to terrorize them in Iowa, but you guys do you, I
They
guess.
deserve every beatdown. They deserve every beatdown.
Moving on to Oklahoma. Well, one quarterback. No bueno. One quarterback is always going to be an issue. They
Their
have a
running
lot
back
of
though,
kickers. Let me see how these kickers are with throwing the ball. Not good.
none of them
Okay.
good.
I don't even. The highest is 9 overall. I don't even need to look further. Very little depth. They're putting a lot of eggs into the wide receiver and offensive line basket, which we'll see how it ends up. They only have 2 players on the line that are freshmen between offensive and defensive. In fact, they only have 4 freshmen. They had a big class last year. They have a big sophomore class. But they only have 4 freshmen. So, but I do think that with a big graduating senior class of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 players, I assume a good chunk of which are Scullies. This should be a good recruiting year for the team in Norman, but I don't see this being a good football year for Norman.
Fun fact
The
about
team.
Oklahoma: Brandon
Go ahead.
McNeil is the best tight end in the country.
He's slow. No bueno.
Yeah,
He has a
he's a
72
good
run
blocker.
block. What's the pass block? Put this man at offensive line. Why is this man playing tight end? This man
He
should
would
be
be
an
a
offensive
44
line.
overall at O line. He should be a tight end. He's a tight end.
But with all good conscience, I cannot play 28 speed on the. Wait, that's just a no. Moving on to Tulsa. They're decent. Puddle did leave a good foundation. They're middle of the pack in terms of age. They have how many seniors is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 seniors. A lot of which are either not starters or special team. So I do think that Tulsa will hang around for a couple more years. But with no coach, it's going to be a hard fall off in 2058, 2059. Because the AI recruits that you guys give them can only take you so far. Very little depth. 6 offensive line, 6 defensive line. But any injuries, they are. You have to pray for no injury luck, for great injury luck, if you're a Tulsa fan. Because one injury and then they're cooked. What are you What are you seeing looking at this roster?
I don't know if they can contend with Nebraska and the other two, Iowa State and
Hell no.
Colorado. I don't think they can. But
Hell
if they
no.
get lucky, maybe they can pull off some wins. But I just don't see it. They have no depth on the lines. They need a little bit more depth there. They have too many linebackers, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Seven, sorry, actually six. Six is not too bad actually. Their secondary is fine. They have decent secondary, but I just don't see it, honestly. I just don't think they have the weapons to do it. And I think that's going to cost them those lines just not being as thick as they should be.
I don't like my game against Tulsa. It's a 0.5 spread because I'm in Tulsa. I don't like
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
that could be a loss, and that could be brutal for you.
There need to be injuries at that. I shouldn't be saying that, but they need injuries for me to have any chance.
I don't believe so. I think Texas Tech is the better team, but
Well, no, but it's a trap game. It's a 0.5 spread. I'm going into Tulsa.
it's a coin flip. Yeah.
Um,
And the
and
last
then
North team, I don't think needs any introduction. They're terrible.
yeah, but they have all the roster spots filled.
Yeah,
But they
because
have no
that means that this is the
cornerbacks.
roster. This is the
They have
roster
no
that they're
corner.
gonna have.
They have no cornerbacks and no punter.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
cooked.
brother. Um, yeah. They did land hosting you and hosting Iowa State, so that it shouldn't be as bad.
What do you mean it shouldn't
Um,
be as bad? Those are both blowouts. It's not gonna matter.
well, it's a difference of between 45 points and 40 points because they're
The
going to be.
real game we should be watching on the schedule is them hosting North Texas, which might be a loss. Like it's just so miserable. Like that's just a miserable existence for them right now. You host North Texas and you're an 8-point dog. What are we doing?
Oklahoma State TCU is going to be a game to watch of all time. It might get nominated for toilet bowl of the week. That legit might be a game day option just because of how awful it's going to be. Ignoring the 14-point spread, both teams are just horrendous.
Yeah, just bad.
I don't know if it'll be a fun game, but it'll be a funny game.
Yeah, I agree with that one. So who do you think's gonna win the North if you were to guess between the three of Nebraska, Colorado, Iowa State? And I guess you could try and pick if you wanted to pick Oklahoma, I wouldn't hate you for it. But
Just by sheer nature, on who was it? Iowa State? No. Just by sheer nature of hosting you and Colorado, I really like Iowa State to win because they landed the good home schedule.
yeah,
But if they drop a game to me, it's very if they drop their game in Lubbock, it is very difficult to come back from that.
they hit
Which I
Baylor
have,
too. Like that's
yeah. They're hosting Baylor, if I recall correctly, and they're coming to Lubbock, so they will get scared by all those tortillas coming at them. They will be very scared. Um, my gut pick is Colorado again.
your gut pick says Colorado.
My gut says Colorado, even though they're going to Iowa State and even though they're going to Nebraska. My gut says
Yeah,
Colorado.
on the road at both is rough. That's tough, man. For that reason, I'm just
That's
gonna go
just
with Iowa State. I think that your philosophy earlier was correct. That they play both at home, and yeah, if they just don't choke anything else, they should be in.
hmm And what's your thought on the Texas division?
I mean,
Just
if you choose not Texas, that would be a pretty big blunder in my opinion. I'm gonna pick Texas for that as well. I think that they are just by far the best team in that division. If they choke it, it would be to Texas Tech because I think Baylor doesn't have. What was wrong with Baylor? They had something wrong with them. What was wrong with Baylor? Their D line was really weak. Yeah, D line really weak,
Yeah. And no depth.
and their corners and their secondary is bad as well. It's very weak.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna get exploited.
Well, I mean, not the top level, but I mean, yeah, if they lose, if they get injured, but if they get Keith Burton injured, that's right, they're done, they're cooked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
either
that's
Texas or
it.
Texas Tech.
Just in terms of teams finishing ranked, I see Texas, I see Nebraska, I see Colorado, maybe, depending on if Nebraska goes into week 12 11-0 and loses that, they should still be ranked. But if
Yeah, they won't make the
Colorado goes
playoffs
into
though.
that, yeah, no, I agree. But if Colorado goes into that game 9-2 or 10-1 and drop that game, I don't know if they're ranked. I really only
Ten and
see
two
two
Colorado
teams.
should definitely be ranked. That's an easy
Yeah,
one for me to say that should be a ranked team.
yeah, no, you're right. And then two of Iowa State, Baylor, and Texas Tech might end up ranked. Just Baylor needs to get lucky, and I think this like the NZ cap and the what's it called? The bowl committee will really because I will come in to week 9 and I will play TCU, A&M, Baylor, and Houston.
I just think your
And
schedule OOC is too hard. I just don't see you being ranked if you lose all those games that I think you will lose.
I should drop. Fully expecting to drop Ohio State and Army. I have been beating Memphis most of the time in my 99% of the time. Illinois is a coin flip, but there is
Yeah,
a
those
world.
are all tough. Like they're all losable games. If you lose either of Memphis and Illinois, I just don't know if you get ranked.
Mhm. But there is a
I mean,
world in
they're
which I think
already.
right.
I mean, if you look at it though, already Ohio State and Army, if you lose both of them, which you are extremely likely to do, and then you
Mhm.
probably split Memphis, Illinois, that's already 9-3 at best.
Right.
And then you play Iowa State, you play Tulsa. Those are both coin flips. So let's say you lose one of those two. That's 4 losses. That's 8-4. You play Texas, which is probably a loss. That's 5 losses there. And you play two more coin flips like Texas A&M and Baylor and Tech. I mean, this is a very volatile season for Tech. If they finish good, I wouldn't be shocked, and if they finish bad, I also wouldn't be shocked. It just really
Well,
depends on how they perform.
you did call me the luckiest coach in the league, so let's hope that
Yeah,
continues.
last year was insane. There's just so many coin flip games, and you just kept winning by very low margins.
A win's a win. It does not matter how you win it. It matters if you win it. That is that is what I will keep
That is very
saying.
true. I mean, earlier you made the point that Nebraska with time was a grinded out, run the ball, close game, we're still gonna win type team. That's how I see Texas Tech right now. They are a very grinded out, run the ball, bully, slow offense that is gonna win at the end of the day if they are able to implement their plan.
Hmm. And then I can throw in Hail Marys. Like I can have the deep ball if
You
Cash
don't
can throw it
have
far enough.
you don't have the power for that. I'm sorry. You do not have a quarterback. You do not have a Walter Russ. You do not have a Mike Reed.
But
Actually, you
I
don't have a
have the
Mike Reed. Mike Reed is the guy that could fire it that far.
the wide receiver play should elevate the quarterback play. That is my honest opinion.
But their wide receivers can't throw it to themselves.
That is
Like
true.
in a
That
Hail
is
Mary
true.
situation. So in a theoretical Hail Mary situation, your wide receiver is a perfect wide receiver. He gets wide open in the end zone. Your quarterback can't get it there. Let's be honest. He's going to underthrow it. He's not going to get it there. I'm just
That's
saying
true.
though. I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Mike Reed, my last prodigy quarterback, 96 throw power. I'm just saying
Holy
he could
cow.
fire it that far. He could fire it that far. National champion quarterback.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, So I think we're over an hour. Good God. I think we've
Yeah, we
yapped
talked.
enough. I think
We've yapped enough.
I
We've
think we're
wasted
good.
enough Big 12 time.
Well, thanks for listening.
Any last?
Hope you.
Okay, no. One last thing. One last thing. Who wins the conference championship between your two picks? Real fast.
Colorado. They did it.
You think
They did it
Colorado?
last year. I think they do it again.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm gonna go with Texas. I think Texas takes care of business.
But if it's Iowa State, Texas, I think I have to take Texas in that one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Texas's quarterback is a lot better, and Iowa State's quarterback is not good enough. I think Texas is going to win that game on that alone.
But if I, by some miracle, win the Texas division,
I think Iowa
just
State
pick
still
whoever
wins.
won the North. Just pick whoever wins the North in that game. Like,
Honestly, yeah, that's how it would be.
but at least it wouldn't be a 7-6 finish again. So
I mean, it still could happen. I could see it.
if I win the conference, I shouldn't. If I
Well, the
win the
conference is so
division, I'm not
bad.
going to finish 7-6.
That division is so bad, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. We will see over the next couple weeks on how this plays out. But that's all. Thanks for listening. Bye.
We'll see you all next time.